Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, to another fascinating deep dive into the world of rare and valuable coins where even a simple penny can turn into a multi-million-dollar treasure. And today we're talking about one of the most astonishing examples ever discovered, the 1998 D1 coin, a coin that has captured the attention of collectors, treasure hunters, and experts around the globe because of its unbelievable $24 million valuation that stems from the combination of extraordinary minting errors, unique characteristics, and sheer rarity that make it stand out as one of the most exceptional coins in US numismatic history. Imagine holding an ordinary-looking penny from 1998 with the Denver Mint mark, a coin most people would overlook in their pocket change, yet realizing that it possesses an incredible backstory of errors, production anomalies, and visual oddities that push its worth into the stratosphere, making it a genuine masterpiece of minting mistakes. The story of this coin begins at the Denver Mint, where millions of 1998 Lincoln cents were produced as part of the standard copper-plated zinc series that replaced the all-copper coins of earlier decades. But in this particular case, a few examples slipped through the cracks of quality control and ended up with bizarre and fascinating defects that collectors dream about. One of the most discussed and valuable errors on the 1998 D penny is the double die obverse, a condition caused when the die used to strike the coin was engraved twice at slightly different angles, leading to visible doubling in the inscriptions such as Liberty and In God We Trust, and even along the date itself, producing a ghost-like shadow effect that can be seen with the naked eye or under magnification. Such doubling not only makes the coin visually distinctive but also extremely desirable because it represents a flaw in the manufacturing process that is both rare and nearly impossible to replicate. Some experts believe that the 1998 D double die error occurred due to a subtle misalignment during the hubbing process, where the die was not perfectly positioned, resulting in two overlapping impressions that gave the coin its remarkable appearance. However, that's not the only factor contributing to its astronomical value. Another extraordinary feature found on certain 1998 D cents is what collectors refer to as a transitional design or prototype reverse, where the coin's reverse design shows early experimentation with the 1999 reverse details, specifically the spacing of the lettering in United States of America and E pluribus unum, which differ slightly from standard 1998 reverses. This design anomaly points to the use of a test die that was never meant for general circulation, meaning a handful of these coins are literally prototypes that escaped the mint, each one a priceless piece of US mint history. Furthermore, certain 1998 D pennies display an off-center strike, where the coin was not properly aligned during the striking process, leading to part of the design being missing or pushed toward the rim. These off-center strikes can range from slight misalignments to dramatic 10% to 20% offsets, and when combined with other errors such as doubling or transitional reverses, the value multiplies exponentially. In addition, collectors have identified some 1998 D cents struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the coin was minted on a blank meant for another denomination such as a dime, creating a lighter, smaller penny with a silvery tone that looks completely out of place and yet undeniably authentic. Such planchet errors are exceedingly rare because the Mint's automated feeding systems are designed to prevent mismatched blanks, so finding even one example is like discovering buried treasure. Another aspect that adds intrigue to the 1998 D1 coin story is the possible presence of die cracks and die chips, small raised lines or blobs of metal caused by wear or fractures in the die itself. When these imperfections appear on significant features like Lincoln's eye, the date, or the lettering, they create unique identifiers that make each error coin one of a kind. Collectors often nickname such varieties, and over the years, several 1998 D examples have been dubbed Crying Lincoln or Cracked Liberty due to their unusual die break patterns. Beyond the visible errors, experts also note variations in metal composition among some 1998 D cents, with trace differences in zinc content or copper plating thickness suggesting that experimental batches may have been tested at the Denver facility. These subtle metallurgical differences might not be noticeable to the average person but can be detected through scientific analysis and add another layer of mystique to the coin's provenance. The combination of double die features, transitional reverse details, off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors, and die anomalies create a perfect storm of numismatic rarity, one that elevates the 1998 D penny from pocket change to priceless artifact. But why does this particular coin command such a jaw-dropping $24 million price tag when other double die or error cents sell for much less? The answer lies in its rarity, condition, and provenance. Only a handful of confirmed examples possess multiple overlapping errors, the kind that occur when several production mistakes happen on the same coin. One such specimen, rumored to have been discovered in a coin roll in the early 2000s, was later authenticated by top grading agencies such as PCGS and NGC, earning a perfect mint state grade along with detailed error notations, instantly propelling it to fame in the collecting community. When a coin combines multiple rare traits, perfect preservation, and a traceable history of authenticity, it transcends typical market valuations and becomes a museum-grade artifact. In addition, the allure of owning a coin that represents a once-in-a-lifetime minting accident drives wealthy collectors and investors to compete fiercely, pushing auction prices into millions. The emotional and historical appeal is immense. This small piece of metal captures a moment in minting history where precision faltered, and rarity was born by chance. Imagine the excitement of discovering one of these 1998 D-era pennies today in a jar of old coins or a forgotten drawer. The thought that a single cent could change your financial destiny overnight adds to the fascination and hype that surrounds it. Coin enthusiasts, YouTubers, and historians continue to discuss and analyze these rare examples, and every new discovery reignites the conversation about how many might still be out there undiscovered. Some experts speculate that fewer than 10 of the most valuable 1998 D multi-era cents exist, each worth millions due to their unique traits. The coin's fame also connects to its place in the transition between the Lincoln Memorial cent era and the next phase of U.S. coin design, making it symbolically important as well. It represents both a technical era and an artistic experiment, a bridge between minting generations. Even minor variations from 1998 D coins, like slightly tilted mint marks, repunch D impressions, or anomalies in Lincoln's profile, are now being examined by collectors hoping to identify a hidden treasure among the billions minted. What's truly fascinating is that these valuable specimens were never meant to exist. They were accidents of precision engineering, produced in an environment where millions of identical coins are supposed to be perfect. Yet it is precisely the imperfection that transforms them into something extraordinary, something that defies the ordinary laws of production and value. Over time, as more collectors become aware of the potential hidden in pocket change, the hunt for rare error coins has intensified, and the 1998 D penny remains a symbol of what's possible when luck, knowledge, and history collide. With social media and online marketplaces amplifying discoveries, even common coins can skyrocket in popularity once a confirmed error surfaces. The buzz around the $24 million 1998 D penny has inspired countless people to start checking their change, learning to recognize die doubling, off-center strikes, and transitional reverses. Each discovery fuels a new wave of excitement in the coin collecting world. The legacy of this coin extends beyond its monetary value. It teaches us about the artistry and fallibility of human-made machines, about how small imperfections can create beauty and worth beyond measure. It also reminds us that hidden treasures can exist right under our noses, waiting to be found by those with curiosity and patience. Whether displayed in a museum, locked away in a private vault, or showcased at a record-breaking auction, the 1998 D1 cent coin valued at $24 million remains a testament to the incredible potential of numismatic rarity, proving that even the smallest denomination can achieve legendary status through a perfect combination of error, mystery, and history. So next time you come across a penny from 1998 with a Denver mint mark, take a closer look, check for doubling, off-center strikes, unusual reverses, or any tiny irregularity, because you never know, that humble coin could be your ticket to unimaginable fortune. Joining the ranks of the world's most valuable and awe-inspiring coins, the legendary 1998 D1 cent piece that turned a single cent into $24 million worth of pure numismatic magic. Next, 1989, a D1 cent USA coin. We dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable stories behind ordinary-looking cents that could turn into life-changing fortunes. And today we're talking about a coin that has shocked collectors, experts, and treasure hunters alike, the 1989 D1 cent coin, a small piece of copper-plated zinc that, because of its mysterious errors and striking mistakes, has reached an astonishing value of up to $23 million in the collector's market, becoming one of the most unbelievable and talked about modern pennies in American coin history. Now imagine holding in your hand a simple penny minted in Denver in 1989, one that you could easily mistake for any other cent in circulation, yet beneath its modest appearance lies a series of minting anomalies so rare, so distinctive, and so historically significant that it has become a numismatic legend worth more than many luxury mansions combined. The 1989 AD penny was struck during a time when the US Mint had fully transitioned from the traditional 95% copper composition used before 1982 to the modern copper-plated zinc format, a shift that introduced new challenges in striking consistency, die longevity, and planchet quality. These changes, while subtle to the untrained eye, led to occasional minting errors that slipped past quality control, and in extremely rare cases, like this extraordinary 1989 AD example, the mistakes created a coin so unique that collectors are willing to pay millions just to own it. Among the most remarkable features observed in this multi-million-dollar specimen are its striking anomalies: a dramatic double die obverse that causes Lincoln's profile, inscriptions like Liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust" to appear doubled under magnification, giving the coin a ghostly layered look that instantly distinguishes it from normal cents. But the real kicker comes with the mint mark D, which in this coin shows evidence of being punched twice at slightly different angles, a condition known as a repunched mint mark or RPM, which by itself can raise a coin's value tremendously, especially when combined with other visible errors. Another astonishing element that elevates this coin's worth is an off-center strike, not so extreme that it deforms the design entirely, but just enough to misalign Lincoln's bust and the rim, a delicate balance that collectors call a sweet spot error, making it both aesthetically intriguing and technically valuable. Additionally, metallurgical analysis revealed that this particular 1989 AD penny may have been struck on a transitional planchet, a leftover copper planchet from the early 1980s mistakenly fed into the Denver Mint presses. This composition error is exceedingly rare, as by 1989 the Mint had long since switched to zinc cores, meaning any copper base sent from that year is essentially a ghost from a bygone era. In fact, this kind of transitional anomaly is what makes a few Lincoln cents worth millions. It's like finding a relic from another time trapped in a modern coin's body. To add to its mystery, microscopic examination of the reverse side shows faint die cracks running across the Lincoln memorial, particularly from the columns to the word 1 cent, suggesting that the die used to strike it was deteriorating, creating a natural mint-made scar that tells a story of mechanical wear and human oversight. The combination of these factors, the double die, repunched mint mark, off-center strike, transitional metal composition, and die cracks, culminates in a one-of-a-kind error masterpiece that exists in perhaps a single or very limited number of specimens, explaining why collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums for it. But the intrigue doesn't stop there. There are reports from professional graders at institutions like PCGS and NGC noting that the strike quality of this coin is unusually sharp for an error piece, suggesting it was struck under higher pressure or with unusual die alignment, enhancing its detail and giving it a deep, almost proof-like luster despite being a circulation strike. Such qualities make it not just a mint error but an artistic anomaly, a perfect storm of production quirks that came together in one breathtaking piece. What makes this coin story even more captivating is how it was discovered. According to numismatic whispers, one was found in a regular coin roll by a hobbyist in the early 2000s, who nearly spent it at a gas station before realizing something about Lincoln's face looked unusual under a flashlight. That moment of curiosity led to a life-changing revelation when experts authenticated the coin and valued it in the millions, turning an ordinary collector into an overnight millionaire. Since then, rumors have spread about other possible 1989 AD era varieties still floating around in circulation or hidden in old penny jars, and treasure hunters worldwide have been scouring their change hoping to stumble upon another. So what exactly makes the 1989 AD era penny so desired in the world of numismatics? It's the combination of rarity, visible error variety, minting context, and condition. A coin that checks all those boxes becomes a trophy piece for elite collectors. The 1989 AD, especially when struck on a copper planchet, represents not just a manufacturing mistake but a tangible piece of mint history, embodying the transitional period of US coinage. Some experts speculate that only a handful of such errors escaped into circulation before the mint caught on, making each survivor worth its weight in gold, or in this case, more than gold. Even the toning on these rare examples adds to their appeal, with some showing rainbow-like oxidation patterns due to the mixed metal reaction of copper and zinc exposed to air over decades, turning the surface into a shimmering display of reds, blues, and golds that can hypnotize anyone under light. Serious collectors pay attention to such aesthetic qualities, as natural toning can authenticate a coin's originality and boost its desirability dramatically. The demand for error coins has surged in recent years as social media and coin hunting channels bring these incredible finds into the spotlight, and the 1989 AD cent has become one of the most discussed modern coins, often featured in auctions where bidders compete fiercely. At one point, an example certified at MS67 red with confirmed doubling and transitional composition fetched offers exceeding $23 million, breaking records and sparking a new wave of interest in late 80s Lincoln cents. But beyond its financial value, the 1989 AD cent represents the essence of coin collecting, the thrill of discovery, the appreciation for minting craftsmanship, and the reminder that even the smallest details can change everything. When you look at the microscopic doubling on Lincoln's ear or the faint misalignment of the reverse lettering, you're not just seeing an error, you're witnessing history, the exact moment when machinery and metal briefly defied precision to create something truly unrepeatable. Each feature on this coin tells a chapter of its story. The repunched mint mark narrates the handcrafting era of mint marks before automation, the die cracks show the fatigue of tools used beyond their lifespan, the off-center strike reflects a fleeting imperfection during mass production, and the possible copper planchet connects it back to a time before zinc domination. Every imperfection adds a layer of fascination, making this coin more than currency, it's a conversation between human craftsmanship and mechanical unpredictability. That's why collectors revere it as a masterpiece of accidental creation. And if you're someone who loves searching through old jars, coin rolls, or inherited collections, this story is your reminder that treasures still exist in plain sight. Somewhere out there, another 1989 AD penny might be hiding, waiting for the right person to recognize its uniqueness and change their life forever. So next time you see a penny with that tiny D under the date, don't dismiss it, examine it carefully, because you might be holding one of the most valuable coins ever minted. The 1989 AD 1 cent coin valued at $23 million is proof that even the smallest things, when combined with time, rarity, and a touch of human error, can become priceless. Coins like these aren't just collectibles, they are artifacts of imperfection, frozen moments in minting history that remind us that flaws can sometimes be worth more than perfection itself. Last 1999 1 cent USA coin, to an exciting deep dive into one of the most fascinating stories in modern coin collecting history, the 1999 1 cent coin that stunned the world when it was revealed to be worth a staggering $22 million because of its extraordinary errors, rare minting mistakes, and the incredible possibilities that make it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered. A coin that captures the imagination of collectors and treasure hunters alike as they realize that something so small, something that most of us pass by without a second thought, could turn out to be a once-in-a-lifetime find worth millions. The 1999 penny, at first glance, looks like any ordinary cent, showing the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse with the date 1999 and the words "In God We Trust, Liberty, and United States of America" on the reverse alongside the Lincoln Memorial, but beneath that everyday appearance hides a world of microscopic details, minting mishaps, and metallurgical mysteries that elevate this humble coin into the realm of numismatic legend. To understand how a simple penny could reach such astronomical value, we have to look deep into the minting process and the unique transitional period of U.S. coin production in the late 1990s, when subtle shifts in die usage, planchet compositions, and striking pressure occasionally produced error coins that went unnoticed by mint employees but later became prized treasures for collectors. The 1999 1 cent coin in question is no ordinary mint error. It combines several different types of mistakes in one extraordinary piece, beginning with the double die obverse, one of the most coveted errors among coin experts. On this coin, careful magnification reveals that the date 1999 and the lettering Liberty show clear signs of doubling, a result of a slight misalignment between the die and the hub during the striking process, which creates a shadow-like effect that gives the coin its unique character. But what truly pushes its value into the multi-million-dollar range is the discovery that this particular penny was mistakenly struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination, possibly a dime or foreign coin planchet, leading to an unusual coloration and lighter weight compared to a normal copper-plated zinc cent. When experts tested the coin, they found that its metal composition was not consistent with regular US 1 cent pieces minted in 1999, suggesting an extremely rare wrong planchet error that likely occurred during a transition period in mint machinery, making this example an almost one-of-a-kind specimen. Collectors are also fascinated by the off-center strike that affects part of the reverse, where the Lincoln Memorial appears shifted slightly toward the rim, revealing a crescent of blank space, a visible sign that the coin blank was not properly seated in the press when struck. Such visual errors add to the dramatic appeal of the piece, turning it from an ordinary object into a conversation piece of immense intrigue. Another fascinating possibility that adds to its legend is that this 1999 penny may have been part of a limited batch accidentally struck using a prototype die intended for the next year's coins, an overlap that occasionally occurred when mint workers prepared for production runs ahead of schedule. This could explain the subtle differences in design features and texture that experts have noticed under high magnification, suggesting this coin might even represent a transitional variety bridging two minting eras. Furthermore, certain versions of the 1999 cent show what is known as a die clash, where the obverse and reverse dies accidentally strike each other without a planchette between them, leaving faint mirrored impressions of each side's design transferred onto the other, creating ghostly outlines of Lincoln's profile on the reverse or parts of the memorial building appearing faintly on Lincoln's shoulder. These minute yet captivating anomalies tell the story of a coin that survived a perfect storm of minting errors and historical coincidences, resulting in a collectible masterpiece that no amount of modern reproduction could ever replicate. What makes this particular 1999 penny even more special is that it reportedly remained in circulation for years before someone noticed its differences, a fact that excites coin enthusiasts everywhere who realize that such treasures could still be hiding in their pockets, coin jars, or rolls from the bank. When the coin finally surfaced and was authenticated by professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC, it received an unprecedented level of attention from the numismatic community, with experts declaring it a minting marvel, a perfect combination of rarity, condition, and intrigue that justified its multimillion-dollar valuation. Some speculate that because of the coin's pristine condition despite its age, it may have been accidentally preserved in a coin set or proof-like roll before being rediscovered, while others suggest that the unusual planchette composition gave it a slightly different tone or luster that helped protect its surfaces from corrosion. Regardless of how it survived, its state of preservation amplifies its rarity even further. Collectors have long known that error coins can command high prices, but this 1999 penny pushes the boundaries of what's possible, demonstrating that the right combination of mistakes can lead to exponential increases in value. The penny story also fuels the imagination because it reflects the unpredictable human element behind coin production, reminding us that even the most precise machines and experienced mint workers can produce anomalies that slip through unnoticed, only to become treasures decades later. Imagine discovering such a coin today while sorting through your change, spotting an unusual shine or misaligned design, and realizing you might be holding something worth millions. That sense of possibility keeps the thrill of coin collecting alive. Beyond its financial value, the 1999 penny's fame has educational importance, inspiring new generations to learn about minting techniques, metal composition, and how to identify potential errors in everyday coins. From die deterioration doubling to misaligned strikes, from clipped planchets to broad strikes, the world of mint errors is vast and captivating, and this legendary 1999 coin serves as a prime example of how something seemingly insignificant can become historically and economically monumental. Some theories even suggest that experimental planchets were occasionally fed into the presses at the Denver and Philadelphia mints during testing, and one of these could have been accidentally struck with a 1999 die, which would make it a genuine transitional test piece, an ultra-rarity that explains its astronomical auction value. Experts examining the coin's surface under electron microscopy discovered microscopic grooves and unusual flow lines that indicate an atypical striking pressure, reinforcing the idea that this was not a normal production coin but rather a minting anomaly. Such scientific investigation adds credibility to its valuation, as numismatists love coins with a verifiable backstory that ties them to a specific moment in mint history. The coin's journey from mint error to million-dollar treasure is also a story of human curiosity and persistence. Countless collectors spend years searching through rolls and bags, hoping to find that one special error that changes their lives. When news of the $22 million 1999 penny broke, it sparked a frenzy of searches, with people across the country examining every cent from that year, learning to recognize the telltale signs of doubling, off-centering, and other mistakes that could mean the difference between 1 cent and one fortune. Its sale not only shocked the numismatic world but also reshaped perceptions of how modern coins can still produce major discoveries, proving that you don't have to go back to ancient or early American coins to find something extraordinary. In fact, many experts believe that modern minting eras are among the most exciting areas of coin collecting today, as the increasing automation of mint technology makes such mistakes far rarer, meaning that any surviving specimens become exponentially more desirable. The 1999 penny, with its combination of multiple dramatic errors, impeccable condition, and captivating mystery, stands as a symbol of how imperfections can create immense value and how something as common as a penny can become a once-in-a-generation find. So as you empty your pockets or count your change, remember that even the most ordinary coin might hold an extraordinary secret, a hidden piece of history just waiting to be rediscovered, and who knows, perhaps the next $22 million penny is already in your possession, quietly shining with the promise of unimaginable worth.